rife with drama. They held their first training camp practice yesterday. There's Dak. We can show you him. We can't show you Ceedee Lamb because he wasn't there. He's holding out. Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons are both in camp, despite also wanting new deals. But you need to hear the conversating that took place.
The Dallas Cowboys still have not locked up their biggest players for the long term, and Jerry Jones keeps stressing why negotiating massive contracts will take time. But to me, this is a much bigger deal than people are making it. I think the Cowboys could be at risk of losing everything. And even more than that, it already feels like things are starting to take a turn downhill. I mean, 2024 Eziekiel Elliott is projected to be the starting running back in the backfield, so that already tells you a lot. In this video, I'm going to be talking everything Cowboys, all the recent news that's been going on, and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are now on the road to 40k subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so let's start off with the elephant in the room, the contract situations of Ceedee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office have been playing a dangerous game of chicken with two of their most important offensive weapons. Despite Lamb's breakout 2023 season and Prescott's consistent performance, neither player has received a contract extension. This uncertainty hangs over the team like a dark cloud, potentially affecting the team morale and on-field chemistry. So let's get into the Cowboys' puzzling offseason. After Jerry Jones promised to bring the team closer to championship contention, their actions have been, well, confusing. Instead of making big moves, the Cowboys lost 8 players in free agency. Their motto seems to be, get it done with less, which is a head scratcher for a team that's been on the cusp of greatness but unable to break through. And the 2024 schedule doesn't make things any easier. The Cowboys face a gauntlet of tough opponents, including the Ravens, 49ers, and Eagles. Their strength of schedule ranks as the 12th toughest in the league with an above 500 opponent win percentage. This challenging slate could make or break their season. And as training camp approaches and the 2024 season looms, what can we expect from the Cowboys? Well, predictions are all over the map. Some analysts see them winning as few as 9 games, while others predict up to 14 Ws. The team's performance during their mid-season gauntlet from October to November could be super crucial in determining their playoff fate. This is what people are saying.
Tough game here. It's a loss and a win. There you go, 10-7.
Wow.
That's a great game, Rich. That's a great season.
Is it really?
That's all in.
That is not.
One thing that is for sure, the Cowboys defense will need to step up. With new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer at the helm, there's hope for improvement, but questions remain about the offense, especially with the uncertainty surrounding Lamb and Prescott's contracts, as I've been talking about. So the Cowboys continue to be one of the NFL's most confusing teams. They have the talent to be contenders, but their offseason moves, or lack thereof, and the contract situations have left fans and analysts alike wondering what's really going on in Jerry world. Going back to some of the offseason moves that did actually happen, the Cowboys lost several key players to free agency, notably to their NFC East rival Washington Commanders. Players like Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, and Tyler Biadasz signed with Washington, leaving gaps in the Cowboys roster, particularly on the defensive line and at center. But the Cowboys did sign veteran linebacker Eric Kendricks. This addition brings experience to a young linebacking core and adds someone familiar with Zimmer's defensive system. Longtime left tackle Tyron Smith left the team, which is a significant change for the offensive line. And they re-signed cornerback Jordan Lewis, helping maintain some stability in their secondary. They released linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, and wide receiver Michael Gallup finally announced his retirement. Moving on, the departure of Dan Quinn is likely to have a significant impact on Micah Parsons' performance, given their close relationship and Quinn's influence on Parsons' development. He refers to Quinn as his OG and describes their relationship as more than just coach-player, but as friendship and mentorship. This strong bond really suggests that Quinn's departure could have an emotional effect on Parsons. Having a new defensive coordinator definitely means that the Cowboys will be implementing a different scheme, which could require Parsons to adjust his playing style or role within the defense. This adaptation period might temporarily affect his performance. Parsons most definitely values loyalty and personal connections highly, as evidenced by his comments about Quinn. This personal value system could lead to him making career decisions that prioritize working with people he trusts and respects, even if it does mean leaving the Cowboys. So Micah's relationship with Quinn is likely to be a significant factor in his future career decisions, potentially influencing his choice of team, contract negotiations, and overall career trajectory. Moving on, all eyes will be on the 2024 draft class, particularly first-round pick Tyler Guyton. While Guyton was expected to be a project, his development and potential to compete for the starting left tackle position will be closely watched. Star corner Trevon Diggs will begin camp on the active/physically unable to perform list as he returns from his injury. His progress will be closely monitored as well. And I want to go more in depth about the defense, so let's take a deep dive into how Mike Zimmer's defense could lead to an NFC East title. A staple of Zimmer's defense is his double-A blitz package. To make the idea more digestible, the goal of the alignment is to confuse offenses on where the pressure is coming from depending on the situation, players on the field, or fielding from Zimmer. The pressure could come from any direction. This package could benefit the Cowboys personnel with Parsons, Jordan Lewis, and Donovan Wilson being excellent blitz package players. And having Kendricks as the middle linebacker will be a bonus because of his time with Zimmer in Minnesota. Could Zimmer end up using blitz packages more often than Quinn did? It's certainly a possibility, but the numbers for both coordinators look similar. Under Quinn, the Cowboys were 13th in blitz percentage last season, and Zimmer's blitz percentage varied around the same area when Pro Football Reference started tracking the metric. The difference between the two play callers is that Zimmer's double-A gap blitz is a simulated pressure, which Quinn didn't use as much during his time in Dallas. Modern NFL defenses like Mike McDonald with Baltimore and Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City are increasingly using sim pressures to cause confusion based on alignments. It's also a great counterpunch to offenses that use a lot of motion to confuse defenses before the snap. Think about the Shanahan tree offensive play callers and Kellen Moore. Zimmer was one of the original godfathers of sim pressure, so he wrote what many defensive play callers use today, and that is most definitely an added resource for the Cowboys. And here's what the media has to say about it.
I think it's a great hire. I really do think it's a great hire, and I'm talking about knowing Zim and how he runs defenses. That's not even a question there. But knowing Zim's personality and intensity in which he brings to practice is why I think this is a great hire.
Overall, have the Cowboys regressed this offseason? I think they have. And if they are going to win a Super Bowl or even actually get close to it, and there's already so many storylines going on that could distract what this team is trying to do. That's all I have to say for this one. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.